Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, once again, here I am in my new home away from home on the wonder of the seas. We're in Haiti today, in Labadie, and it's a beautiful, beautiful day outside. I have a new friend, Pedro, sitting here enjoying the room comforts while I'm out and enjoying myself. But I did have a couple of news stories to cover today. One kind of bittersweet, and some others that are just pretty good news for the cruise industry. First off, we have the port of Mobile, Alabama is finally opening and sailing again after 2 years in hiatus. And it's kind of bittersweet because they know that the ship, the Carnival Ecstasy, is leaving again in October. And they don't really have a replacement there right now, but don't worry, the sweet part of it is Carnival has said they are putting a new ship in there. It's going to take another year or so for the deployment, but they promise it's a newer, bigger ship coming to Mobile, Alabama. So, yeah, at least we have it this summer, and then you're going to have a newer ship coming in another year or so. I know it's going to be very impatient for a lot of people waiting for that to happen, especially the businesses, the hotel rooms, the taxis that enjoy the cruise business sailing out of Mobile. Let's hope they put a really good ship there, and who knows, maybe one or two more besides that. A couple other cruise ports in Canada and the United States that are expecting record business this year. The Port of Seattle is expecting 296 cruises to stop in Seattle or leave from Seattle this season. And as you know, Seattle is mostly a seasonal port heading up into Alaska. That's when they're the busiest. So that's in only part of a year. 296 cruise ships leaving out of the Port of Seattle. Another port here in Canada that can't wait for the season to start. Ports like Halifax, Nova Scotia can't wait for the Canadian season to start. And yeah, they are also expecting a record-breaking year this year, as more and more cruise ships and cruise lines are looking for destinations that are open and ready to go. And they see Canada now as opening up as of the beginning of this month. And they are looking at heading as many ships in that direction as possible this season for the Canadian fall colors and a lot of the history of Canada. Maritimes are beautiful. Quebec City is rich with history. It's also, you're going to walk into a country that speaks English and French at the same time, so it feels like you're going into a foreign country, but you have all the amenities of the United States. People love Quebec for that reason. And I'm even looking at doing a Canada cruise myself. So, good news. 2 cruise ports really, really looking for a huge, huge season after being gone for so long. I also have a couple other updates, especially one of a cruise port trying to stop cruise ships again. But before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you want to keep up with all things cruising. We just want to let YouTube know that, hey, people love cruising. And by subscribing to the channel, it tells YouTube people are interested in this content. They'll spread it out to more people, and more people who didn't even know there was cruising out there might get hooked, just like you and me. And again, it does help the channel grow. It doesn't cost a thing. You won't be spammed with email. But again, it really helps the channel. I really, really do appreciate it. And yeah, okay, next story, Key West. It seems to be an ongoing saga in Key West where they're banning cruise ships, they're not banning cruise ships, then they're banning cruise ships again, and then the government of Florida overturns them that they're not allowed to ban cruise ships. And then they protest, and now they're not protesting. And now the cruise ships are showing up again, and now they're meeting to start banning cruise ships again. This time, though, they're concentrating only on the 2 cruise ports that they own. One they lease from the Navy and one that the city owns themselves, where the private one that doesn't seem to be under scrutiny right now. The legislation that they're proposing and everything is only concentrating on the two main ports that they have direct control over. I think they know that going after the other one, there's a lawsuit and there's lots of money to be paid if you go after the privately owned cruise line from doing business. But they're saying that their normal expectation that they have in Key West is to have about 21 ships per week, and the new legislation will cut that down to 7. Some of the money paid from taxes and port fees to the Key West would go towards water purity inspections and pollution controls, things like that. They say, how do you know if anyone's polluting if you don't test them? And well, City of Key West, have you not tested them? Have you not tested your own waters? I don't understand that saying, but I'm sure the cruise lines would completely agree, say, hey, do whatever you want with the taxes and port fees. In fact, if you want to do more testing, the more ships you have in your port, the more port fees you're going to have, the more money you have for all the testing that you want to do. Yeah, I don't live there. I don't know the situation. It just seems like it's going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and never really seems to come up with an answer. And this is, again, one of those cases where they will come up with an idea, they will put it through, they will run the legislation, and then it's up to the Florida government, state government, to go whether or not, yeah, they agree with them doing it or not, because they can overturn them again. So, I don't know. It's another cruise port trying to ban them, who just not having much success when they turn around and look at it. We'll see what happens. Key West, once again in the news. Well, that's it for the news today. A very nice bit of good news for some cruise ports, some worry about another cruise port, bittersweet moments in Mobile, Alabama. But hey, cruising has started again there after 2 years. Let's hope it keeps going on and on and on and on for many years to come. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.
Every day I see miserable people